Mom looked like she was going to cry again, and I didn't think I could take more waterworks. I was emotionally zapped and in need of some serious downtime. Thankfully, Dad started talking before Mom could start blubbering again. "We've been talking," Dad began, "and we feel that one, you are growing up and should be given more reasonability." Before he could continue, I interrupted with, "Does this mean I am going to have to do more around the house?" They both laughed. "No, that's not what we were getting at. However, now that you brought it up. The mess you call a room is starting to spill out into the hallway." It was my turn to laugh. "Okay, I get it. I'll clean my room." "Can I finish what I was saying now?" Dad said, half serious and half laughing. Trying to be cute, I said, "Okay, but make it quick, would ya? I have the maid coming over in like 5 minutes. Mom gave Dad a look as if to say, "Here's your son." As I was saying, Dad continued, "I believe you've stepped up and taken on more responsibility by offering to help Bill with his grandson during this difficult time. That leads me to the second thing." While he continued to speak, I couldn't help but wonder what the first point was again. Did he even actually say what the point was? "You've been showing quite a bit of maturity lately. Your mother and I have noticed, and we feel that, given the fact that you are going to be away from the house more now," boy, he was really drawing this out, "you probably should have your own cell phone." At first I didn't react. I guess it took a few seconds for the words to sink in, but once they were firmly rooted in my brain, I got excited. "No, seriously?" I asked, as the anticipation within me took on a self-sustaining life of its own. Mom pulled a small wrapped package from out of the cabinet under the sink. "No way," I said, now dancing on my tiptoes. "Yes way," Mom said, as she handed me the package that was wrapped in striped green and gold wrapping paper with a huge golden bow on top. "Oh, you're joking. Please tell me this isn't a joke." I need to sit down," I said, now bouncing from one foot to the other while holding the back of my head with one hand. "No, I can't sit." I spun in place. "Are you going to open it or dance with it?" Dad hooted. My whole body began to tense up and my muscles all locked, forcing all the joy and enthusiasm to see the one and only outlet left. "Ah!" I squealed, and with the release of energy, I clutched the package to my chest, threw my head back and began to bounce again. My howling brought my older brother out to see what the heck was going on. When I saw him, I blasted him with, "Dude, I got a phone." "I got a phone." Looking serious, he put a hand on my shoulder. "Little brother, and I do mean little, that is not a phone. That is a box." And then he flicked my ear lobe, but I didn't even care. I began to rip open the package, causing little bits of gold and green paper to fall like confetti to the floor and island countertop. I saw right away that it was one of the new iPhones, and that sent me into a whole new fit of dancing, prancing, hooting and hollering. Before I even had it out of the box, I ran down the hallway to show my sister. I then ran all the way back to the kitchen, hugged Mom and Dad, and then ran to the front door where I proceeded to announce to the entire world that I got an iPhone. "Max, people are trying to sleep," Mom said. "Oh, I have the bestest parents in the whole world," I said, racing back to the kitchen, hugging them both, and then frantically tried to free the phone from the container. Needless to say, the rest of my evening was burned away by playing with my new phone. After a while, Mom gave up on Dad and me as we sat at the table, figuring out all the cool gadgets of my new iPhone. About half of that time was me trying to find the coolest ringtone. I ended up downloading a new ringtone that sounds like a toilet flushing. Dad said I was a sick puppy, but I think it is cool.